Let's go!
Hey everybody, Coach Scott here, and today I want to talk to you about how to recognize the spirit of overeating. You see, years ago, I had ate myself almost to 300 pounds several times in my life, and it had really nothing to do with real hunger. And I've since learned the difference between mind hunger, what's in my mind, and actual hunger in my body or my belly, some people call it. And once I understood that, I was able to conquer most of the decisions about food, which is very, very empowering. But one thing has still been very challenging for me, and that is overeating, even the good foods, overeating. So today I want to talk to you about overeating because of how easy it is in our culture, because food is everywhere and advertisers have perfected this kind of spell on us, and the food manufacturers and the food scientists have put properties in our food that's hijacked our brain chemistry. So today I want to list some of those reasons maybe that you can identify with and help to recognize them. One of the reasons that we're tempted to overeat. The first is the mentality that I deserve to overindulge. And many people have this mentality because we become so busy at taking care of everybody else that we neglect ourselves. And so what we do is we allow food to make us feel special without feeling guilty. But unfortunately, at very best, this is a temporary fix, and it leads to some really negative health consequences. The second thing is that food for many people has become an emotional painkiller, or an emotional Novocaine, if you will. You see, when people use food to medicate themselves from things like and feelings of anger and anxiety and stress and boredom and depression, even frustration, this is only a temporary fix at best. And again, you can't use food to medicate yourself. You got to use food as medicine. And then the third thing is that food is everywhere. Unhealthy food is everywhere, because you see, in our culture, many people, they haven't even cleaned out their kitchens or their pantries or the refrigerators from these tempting foods. And what happens is when they get stirred up with their emotions and they get in a stressful situation or have anxiety, they go back to these go-to foods. Now, I've used the principle, what I call avoid what you might not have the strength to resist, to really help me conquer this one, because I know myself, and I got to get it out of my house. If it's there, I'm probably going to be tempted to eat it. The fourth is that one last mentality, the one last meal mentality. You see, so many people are accustomed to falling off the wagon and restarting again, and we keep telling ourselves, well, we better just eat this one last supper because we'll never be allowed to have this food again. Unfortunately, this is a very fatal way of thinking, because what it does is it puts you in a restrictive mindset against food, and it's very unhealthy for you mentally and physically, because you never want to put yourself fight against food and pit yourself against food. The next thing is how we interact with food as it relates to relationships, because so much of the rhythm of life is built around food and events, and there's always food there. So eating becomes a habit and a routine at so many of our life functions that we feel isolated and sometimes even disconnected if we don't participate like everyone else does. But the truth is simply this: food has nothing to do with developing ongoing, meaningful, real relationships with people. It's not about the food, it's always about people. And then finally, becoming a freegan. This one's been tough on me. That free food has always been a tough one for me to handle, because again, when you get free food, it can make you vulnerable to eating too much. Things like at work parties and celebrations and dinners and banquets and family holidays, or when you're eating out and when your company's paying for it or your employer's footing the bill. And again, since you're not paying for it, you can fall into the trap to eat as much as you can because the food's free. So we got to get all the good free stuff. Now, this may be good for your pocketbook or for your budget, but it's never good for your health, and it's not good for your waistline either. And then finally, I want to remind us of what's called mindless eating. So let me give you an example of this. Have you ever sat down to watch your favorite Netflix show or a TV show or a movie, and you grab a bag of chips or you grab a bag of snacks, and you just begin eating mindlessly until the whole bag was gone? You just, golly, what happened? I just ate the whole bag. Well, you've just been hijacked by what we call mindless eating. And this isn't good, even if it's healthy snacks. So the reason that I jumped on this video, and the reason that I made this video for you, is because I want to help you understand the many environmental cues and triggers that tempt us all to overeat from time to time. So the question is, which one of these do you struggle with most often? Take a moment, think about it, write them down. It'll be very helpful to you. And then give it over to God. Ask God to renew your mind and give you the strength to help you overcome overeating. And if you'll do this, I believe that He'll give you the strength to keep on keeping on and keep on staying healthy and keep food in its proper place in your life. Now, this change may not happen overnight, so you have to understand that it's not always going to be easy. But you've got to keep meditating on God's promises, and you got to keep practicing the LT360 lifestyle. You have a structure and a framework that will help you get healthy over a period of time. And if you'll do that, you watch the blessings come chase you down, and you watch overeating become a thing of your past. And by the way, we're also here to help you too. So don't be afraid to reach out. If you're struggling, if you got an area in your life that you need help in, reach out to your coach, reach out to the Transformation Nation. I love you guys. I'm pulling for you all and can't wait to watch you on this journey. Again, I'll see you on the next video. God bless you guys. Take care.